Heaters has been a sick project, and to wrap it finally up now has been really good with the VIPs.
Yeah, I've actually never done a VIP. This is my first VIP ever.
Is it really?
Yeah, I usually just
Oh, sick.
I don't know. I feel like I just get tired of my music really fast, and I just like make music so fast that I'm just like, okay, on to the next one.
If this is the first VIP that you've done, it's dope, mate. When you came with that flow on it as well, I was just like, yes, because I know you'd mentioned that you like the OG rhythm kind of flow.
Yeah, so I've been really inspired by like the square 4 rhythm. I got my homie gave me Reason 12. So I can get the Reason rack in Ableton. So I've been making like shit on Maelstrom, and
I was gonna say, man, Maelstrom, man, it's taking me back. That was my first door. That was
Reason.
So I started in Reason and did 4 years in Reason, and then I did
Logic.
Then I did 4 years in Fruity Loops.
Oh wow!
And then I moved to Logic. So yeah.
And can you make beats on Ableton?
I've never used it in terms of like building a tune, but I've used it when people have got it
in like a fucking day.
It looks quick. It's just I just know Logic so well, and I'm like I'm nothing in it's making me think I want to move. Do you know what I mean?
No, not at all. And people are always like, move to Ableton, but I'm put to other users, but I'm like, doesn't really matter what you make it with.
I've got my flow, and I've got that much going on. I don't want to disrupt because I'm making so much music on the side. I need the workflow just to be there. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, this kind of rhythm flex is cool because this is kind of like when I think back when I think back to 09, between 09 and 2012, that was my straight where I was at.
Dude, I remember listening to all your tunes way back.
Dirty Stinking, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Straight from the grave.
All that stuff.
Yeah, in my head, you know what I thought you were going to do? I thought you were just going to do a full acid version with that acid section because I know how much you like that in the original one.
Oh yeah, but I totally forgot I took that out. Yeah, I completely.
But no, it doesn't need it at all. I love what you've done with it. Do you know what I mean? So when you said I've been like on this kind of OG rhythm kind of thing, I was like, okay, sick. Yeah,
man. Yeah, I love the acid ARP you did in the.
It's a vibe as well in live sets when that comes on as well. It's sick.
Yeah, okay, so let me start off kind of where I went in with the mentality of the VIP. So when I originally sent you the tune, it kind of had that minimal, like the one serum bass sound that I made. It was like on like the one yoink, yoink, yoink. Right. So then I wanted to go with the VIP and hone that OG sound, but have maybe a different flow. So, I mean, the intro is pretty much the same. Yeah, I just cut out a little bit and I maybe added some different reverb and filtering on the bass here.
Yeah. And the flow.
Yeah, so pretty simple here. I just changed up the flow. So it goes wah 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 instead of before it was wah wah wah.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, pretty simple. I just followed that pattern. Then I added a sub layer, and I used hip hop sub. Super simple. Together they're sounding like this, and then added a bit of ear candy here.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And
then what I've been using is phase distortion and bit crush on this.
On that top layer.
Yeah. So the kilohertz plugins. This is what I really like using right now. Let me get this. So this is a free plugin bundle by Kilohertz. It's literally free. Everyone should use it.
It's dope, mate. I've got it.
Shaper.
Sick.
Yeah. I used a bit crush and a phase distortion. I kind of have this funky looking EQ to push up the mids and cut out the lows. I put a little amp and then added some mono to it. And then, yeah, I use a lot of like Ableton stock. So I use amp and like pretty much everything. This part, it's got that gritty feel.
Can you just, out of interest, turn the amp off so I can hear what it's like without the amp? Yeah.
It just gives it a bit of
beef.
A bit of beef. Yeah, I really liked this sound. And they all layered it. Just gave it a bit of extra love in there.
Yeah, it's sick.
And then here comes the switch. So here, before getting into this part, I always like to have kind of space, especially before I switch to the B section.
100%.
So it's got that reverb snare space, and then it's got the vocal.
I like how you just kept fear as well with this one rather than no fear.
Yeah.
Oh, I will not fear,
yeah. I wanted to keep it minimal. So yeah, the bass here is a Serum Square 4. So basically, I'm changing the motion range. It's pretty simple. The motion range flat at 0, and then when it comes in halfway through, it changes the motion range, and it's a pretty simple. Like this VIP, I really wanted to just keep that OG vibe, but
yeah, of course, man.
My new flavors,
little subtle changes which keep it moving.
Yeah, so let's just hear this part. Then I added some new kick variation with the triplets.
That layer. Yeah. Jeez.
So this part,
I love that layer, mate.
Is where are we at? I just detuned it.
Yeah.
So here, yeah, there's not much going on in the effects, but it's basically just the LFO on the level of the volume.
On the volume, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just changed that and made a new layer. So B section switch here. Switch. Yeah, it sounds really nice. Yeah. Then I just added a little delay there. And then I really like fake outs. So pretty much the same intro into the breakdown. Didn't really think it needed any much of a switch up here. And then it just goes into a nice fake out here with the second drop. Fake out. Yeah, pretty simple, man. I just, keep it simple.
It's sick though, it doesn't need any more, man.
Yeah. I think sometimes tunes can get pretty, I wouldn't say messy, but sometimes you can tell that a tune's overdone.
Overly worked, yeah.
Yeah. Get a little fake out there as well. Fake out. Yeah, man. Pretty simple. Not complicated. Yeah, that's honestly it, man.
It's dope, mate.
I kept pretty much all the OG percussion, changed up. I really like to do triplet kicks. Like I like to add that impact on the triple kicks.
Yeah.
Take out the space here, take out the space here. Did I do anything to the vocals? No.
Just the fit bit. That's all you need, man.
I like vintage verb. That's like one of my favorite reverbs. I like to just like do a low cut, half decay, have the mix on like a 50%.
Yeah. That's one plugin I've not used before, actually.
Oh, vintage
the
verb
Valhalla stuff.
So good, man. I have a lot of Valhalla. Ubermod's free, Supermassive is free. I honestly just use like vintage verb. Like that's probably my favorite thing.
That's your go-to reverb.
My go-to reverb, or I'll use the Ableton stock. But yeah,
I still use the basic stock Logic reverb, and I've used it for the last 12 plus years.
Yeah,
people are like, what stuff are you using? I'm like, 50% of what I use is stock plugins still, because I'm just like, I've learned how to use it and it's doing the job and it's sick.
Stock plugins are,
and also your CPU behaves that way as well.
Yeah, stock plugins are really, really good, especially with Ableton, man. Like I honestly use I keep all my my stuff's pretty neat and tidy, so I just have like my favorites here, but I use flanger, I use delay all the time. I put delay on my basses, and like I use reverb on my basses. Like this is a really simple project, so I can't really show much of like post-processing because a lot of the tune was already done with, you know, the processing with the samples because they were already stems.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty simple. I like to use this kind of process a lot where I'll just do a new layer in the B section and just beef it up.
Yeah.
And just keep it pretty simple. Add small layers. I just call that type of stuff like ear candy, you know? It's like
I like that, yeah.
Stuff
just but it's tastefully done as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is just like a little effect. I have some more stuff I could go through. Let me see. Yeah, for the intro, I like took out a lot of the OG pads because I just kind of wanted it to be more minimal.
Yeah, it's got that kind of just ominous, like,
and like so
atmosphere, hasn't it?
Yeah, what I do a lot with my intros is I'll do a dry wet. So I'll do the Valhalla all the way at the top, at a full mix,
and then creep it in. Yeah, see, it's a great trick.
I actually have the filter coming in super late on this one. Sorry, it starts right here. So I actually wanted nothing to come in. And then have the dry wet kind of. So I could have just started it here, but I don't even remember what I was trying to do there. So it comes in at 60%, goes down to 30, then it comes back up for a reverb tail, just kind of swoosh. Right? Because if you cut the reverb out like right there,
you'd just be dead then.
Nah, so you want the reverb swoosh to. Yeah, pretty sick. Simple, man.
It's sick, mate. Simple but very effective. I think you smashed it.
That's basically
and it's also added a nice different flavor to the package of the VIPs as well. 100%.
Yeah,
which I'm loving.
I feel like a lot of people with VIPs, they try to maybe come in with
too many new ideas.
Yeah, like I almost kind of treated it as like maybe just like a collab where I'm filling in bits and pieces and then I'm gonna send it back to someone for them to keep bringing in more ideas.
Yeah.
Right. But I kept that, but it was like, okay, so I already knew what the OG thing sounded like, so I just kind of kept its like I was saying, its OG vibe.